Good morning. It is Tuesday morning and I'm here in the garden. I'm going to get my sprinkler moved, get it turned on, and then I'm going to work on some breakfast. But I thought I'd hop on here, say hi, say good morning, show you guys the garden while it's nice and cool this morning and things aren't like droopy and looking pathetic in the heat. And yes, I have lots of weeds, but I did not weed from the time I had COVID until very recently because I just couldn't, like physically I couldn't. My lungs were so weak and we were over 100 for like most of July and part of August. And so I have not weeded a whole lot. But the other day, CJ and I got out here and obviously we didn't weed between the rows, but we went down all of these rows and we pulled every weed around the plants so we could see kind of what's still here, what needs pulled, where we need to plant new things for fall, all that. And that was like, we worked our tails off, but we only worked for like an hour, but we power worked. We were listening to music and we were just talking and singing and we plowed through this. And then a couple days later, I came out here to this side of the garden where all my squash, watermelons, cantaloupes are, and I weeded. I don't know if you guys can tell. This right here was as high as my trellis, maybe a little higher. I weeded that, and I came around some of my other plants and kind of weeded. I still have more that needs done, but it's such a huge improvement, and I'll know if I'm going to step on a snake now. But anyways, I'm going to move my sprinkler and kind of poke around, see if there's anything that needs picked. Might put on my gloves and pull a few of these taller weeds like the ones that are up here in my squash. And then I'm going to go in and make breakfast. We have some, what are they called? Captain Crunch, I think. Captain Crunch Berry-tastic pancake mix. I'm going to use that, make some pancakes, make some bacon, and that's going to be breakfast today. Penny picked it out off the shelf. I bought it probably in March, April, May, sometime in there at Walmart. And we just never made it. So we're going to make that today. I have no idea what we're doing for lunch. And I have no idea really on dinner, but I took out ground turkey. I have been eyeing a recipe for like a, what's it called? Like a hash brown type casserole. It has shredded hash browns. They use frozen ones. I buy the dehydrated ones. So I'm thinking I could still use it because they thaw the frozen ones and use those. So I was thinking I'll rehydrate some dry ones. And they use ground beef. I'm going to use ground turkey if I do this. And anyways, it's like a hash brown casserole with, they use ground beef. I'm going to use turkey. And I'm probably going to make that in my slow cooker. It looked really good and I keep going back to it. I printed the recipe and I keep looking at it. And I thought I would try it for myself and the kids one night. And it's all cloudy and dreary. And maybe it would be a good night for that. And then Penny wants to try the Swiss chard with ham and onions. So if we do that casserole, we could throw that on the side and maybe a like fresh salad. So I think that's going to be our dinner plan, but I'm not like 100%. So yeah, anyways, I'm going to get busy because I know the kids are hungry. They've asked me 500 times what's for breakfast, and Penny's brought me back the pancake mix like 500 times, and it's only 8 a.m. So yeah, I'm gonna get busy. See this Brussels sprout? This is from our last garden last year. We got a bunch of Brussels sprouts on it that were tiny, and then it froze before we could pick them. And we came out to the old garden area to look for any volunteer tomato plants, and this was out there. And so Penny shoveled up around it, brought it out here to the garden, and just planted it randomly right here. So when we put the garden together, we kind of worked around it. And it has been slow going, probably because of the summer heat. But I'm hoping we'll get some Brussels sprouts out of it before Christmas time, or, you know, our first freeze. And then I have had the worst time this year with green beans. I've replanted green beans and peas over and over, and cucumbers over, and nothing wants to grow and everything looks sick. Not sure what I'm doing wrong. But over there in my very first row, Maddie and I planted onions, radishes, and then a whole bunch of green beans down there. And we fertilized the soil really good, so hopefully those grow since these didn't. I really wanted to can a year's worth of green beans, or at least a lot. And here I am. I do get one or two random cucumbers here and there. And these are supposed to be national pickling cucumbers, and this is what I'm getting. They're kind of pathetic, but yeah, I need help. I don't even know. I've never had such bad luck with cucumbers and green beans. My peas came up, got about an inch tall, maybe like, I don't know, like that. And then they just dropped dead. So yeah, but I think I'm winning the squash bug battle. They looked really bad for a while, and now they're coming back. I've been spraying about every other day for squash bugs. So I'm hoping my squash will start producing again. I actually picked 2 yellow squash yesterday and a scallop squash from up there. This is like my next area to hit weeding. I've just had a horrible garden year, guys. Look, that's my corn. It did nothing. Nothing. I need to pull it too. I've gotten tons of muskmelons, and I'm getting watermelons. I was getting tons of yellow squash and zucchini and the scallop squash before the squash bug situation. Now they're springing back. I have hope we'll get more. But corn, peas, green beans, cucumbers, I don't even know. Maybe I need to change something in my soil before next year. Maybe it's like my nitrogen. I think green beans and peas like nitrogen. I need to look into that. But anyways, yes, this is the garden status. I am trying really hard to get it weeded out. That's my cart for weeding. That's my carpet. It's just a rug James had in one of his semis. I actually lay it on the ground wherever I'm going to work and go to weeding. I fill the cart up, and I have one of the kids push it out to the horse pen, and they give it to the horses because it's fresh grass and weeds, and it makes them happy. I see Bubba. Anyways, I need to get my sprinkler right here. I need to get it down there, and then I need to get inside. Think it'll be good? Yeah?
It's heavy.
Okay, we'll take it in, put it somewhere where it won't roll off the counter or the table, and maybe we'll eat it with lunch.
All right.
Do you see I already got okra to pick again? And I just picked it last night and pickled it.
It grows pretty fast.
Yep. We've got the emerald and we've got the burgundy. There are so many yellow squash up in here. These are muskmelons, otherwise known as cantaloupe. We've got lots of those. We've had tons of those this year. Don't scare the bees.
Don't step right down. And that only don't. Those plants down. I see it.
What is it?
It's coming out.
Can you quit doing artwork on my printer, because it would make me very happy? And keep doing artwork on paper, okay?
Here comes another. Like it, Mommy?
I helped Maddie print off copies of princess crowns that she made for the girls, and now Penny and I are making this berry-tastic pancake mix that she has been so eager to make this morning, and we are going to eat this with some bacon before we start schoolwork.
About to leave, already packing, come with me. I'm not really asking. We'll get away to a place where we don't know. About to see the world in action, what we can be. with no distractions. We'll get away. This is what we waited for. Take my hand, we'll make it somehow. We can't miss out. I'm done living life with the lights out, die with my own doubts. Be free with me. Be free. Be free with me. Be free. Not looking back. Eyes on the freeway, Bonnie and Clyde, a classic cliche. We're on the run. This is what we waited for. Oh, yeah. Take my hand, we'll make it somehow. We can't miss out. I'm done living life with the lights out, die with my own doubts.
I helped a few of the kids finish their work, but I need to run and go vote. So I'm going to start this banana bread in my bread machine and then run and vote, come back and help them finish their schoolwork. My oven's broken, so the bread machine will work, even though it is like a sweet bread or a fruit bread, whatever you want to call it, quick bread. It works just the same. I just hit the mix button, let it mix until it's mixed, and then I hit the bake button and adjust the time to 1 hour, and my banana bread comes out perfectly fine. And the kids absolutely devour it. I went ahead and added some cinnamon at the end because I realized this recipe didn't have cinnamon, and we love cinnamon in our quick breads. Okay, I am here to vote. I almost forgot. My sister just reminded me that I need to vote today. So we're done with schoolwork except for 2 kids need to do theirs. So I'm going to vote and then get home and finish that. James and Maddie still need to finish their schoolwork, so I'm going to go inside, work with them, get them finished up, and then I think I'm going to work in the garden this afternoon. Mittens. Do you hear an M in mittens? Mittens. You heard it? Yeah. Good girl. Okay, what about spoon?
Spot in it.
There's a spot in it, not an M. Yep. Here's and the balls. Good girl. Okay guys, so I looked at several recipes on Pinterest for hash brown casseroles and then kind of got my idea together on how I was going to do this, and now I am winging it and throwing this together. I browned 2 pounds of ground turkey with half an onion and a tablespoon of garlic, drained off most of the fat, and then I took 4 cups of dehydrated hash browns, rehydrated those with some hot water, drained off the excess water, and then I added a can each of cream of mushroom, cream of chicken. I added some frozen mushrooms that I had found in the freezer, and I added 1 can of milk to that. I just used one of the cream of mushroom cans, filled it up with milk and added that, stirred it up really good. I dumped it in my multi-cooker. I'm adding some Monterey Jack and cheddar cheeses on top because that's what I already had shredded up in the fridge. And then I'm going to let this cook for about 30 minutes until our potatoes are cooked through, our cheese is gooey, and all that good stuff. And we are going to serve this with zucchini and Swiss chard. The Swiss chard is some that I canned recently, so it already has ham and onions in it. All I have to do to that is just pour it out of the jar and heat it up. So that will be one side, and then for the other side, I took a bag of zucchini out of the freezer from earlier this summer when I first started getting a bunch of zucchini, and before the squash bugs took out all my zucchini, and I have water running on that, thawing it out enough that I can get it out of the bag. And then I'm going to cook that up with just a little bit of water and some butter and just let it kind of cook on a medium-high heat until our zucchini is cooked. This is our Swiss chard with the ham and onions. It's very similar to spinach when it's cooked like that, and my kids love it. Here is our finished casserole, guys. This was so good. The kids told me I should make this over and over again and that I should make it for Dad because they think Dad would eat it. And that's saying something because their dad is a very picky eater. And I mean like a very picky eater. So anyways, it was really, really good. It kind of had like the fall comfort food going on with it. I put hot sauce on mine, so did CJ. The rest of the kids did not. I believe Bubba put ketchup on his, and he ate like 3 bowls of it and really loved it too. And he ate it for lunch the next day as well. Thank you guys so much for coming along with us today. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. I'll see you guys soon. I have some garden work to do before dark. Bye.